Good day, Metcalf Public School, and welcome to the MPS Daily News. Today is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Bonjour, Metcalf, et bienvenue aux nouvelles MPS. Aujourd'hui, c'est mercredi le 7 avril 2021. The news for today, les nouvelles pour aujourd'hui. Belonging, avoiding relationship overdraft, avoiding criticism. Unlike a complaint, which focuses on a specific behavior, a criticism is an attack on a person's character. People often initially express complaint about behaviors, but when the behavior continues, they slip into criticism. They essentially move from a complaint, which effectively says you're doing a bad thing, to a criticism, which instead says you are a bad person. Everyone should take care not to criticize and should instead always focus on a student's behavior or a person's behavior. An example is a complaint. Can you please read silently and not speak to your neighbors when you're reading? A criticism. I don't know why you always have to bother people. Can you please stop it? Notice the difference between the two? Last week, we began to learn a little bit about the different First Nations across Canada and First Nations regions. Today, we're going to talk about the first one, the Eastern Woodlands. Now, I would like to share with everybody, this is from a European settler's perspective about the Eastern Woodlands, as written in the Canadian Encyclopedia Online. The Eastern Woodlands is one of 6 cultural areas of Indigenous peoples in Canada. The region stretches from the northeast corner of present-day United States and the Maritimes to west of the Great Lakes. The Eastern Woodlands includes, among others, the Haudenosaunee, Mi'kmaq, Ojibwe, and Wendat Huron peoples. Indigenous peoples of the Eastern Woodlands. The Eastern Woodlands Indigenous peoples belong to 2 unrelated language families, Iroquoian and Algonquin. It is important to note that the Haudenosaunee Iroquois people form part of the Iroquois language group. They do not comprise the entirety of the group. The same is true for the Algonquin and the Algonquin language group. Iroquoian-speaking people in this area include the Erie, south of Lake Erie, Neutral, Grand River and Niagara River area, Wenroe, east of the Niagara River, Haudenosaunee, or 6 Nations, including Seneca, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, Mohawk, and Tuscarora, Wendat Huron, the St. Lawrence River Valley in the 1500s, Wendat or Huronia in the 1600s, which stretched from Georgian Bay to Lake Ontario, Petun, south and southwest of Georgian Bay, and St. Lawrence Iroquois, present-day Montreal to Quebec City. Iroquoian-speaking people in the Eastern Woodland include the Ojibwe, eastern near Lake Superior to northern Georgian Bay, Odawa, Manitoulin Island and Bruce Peninsula, Nipissing, the Lake Nipissing area, Algonquin, which is where we are, the Ottawa River and tributaries, Abenaki, present-day Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New Brunswick, and southeastern Quebec, Wolastoqiyik, formerly known as Maliseet, the St. John River in western New Brunswick, northeastern Maine to Quebec, and the Mi'kmaq, the Gaspé Peninsula, and what is now New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Nova Scotia. April 7th, 1868, this day in history. Thomas D'Arcy McGee, Member of Parliament, Father of Confederation, is assassinated on an Ottawa street. A week later, a state funeral will be held in Montreal before his burial at Notre-Dame-des-Neiges Cemetery. Again, interesting facts about this day in Canadian history. Green Shirt Day. April 7th is a day that we reflect on our ability to be proactive in supporting organ donation. On April 7th, 2018, a hockey team in Saskatchewan, known as the Humboldt Broncos, were in a terrible accident. Many players lost their lives, Logan Boulet being one of them. Logan's death left a hole in his family's life. They made the hard decision to donate his tissue and organs so that someone else could live on. This inspired others across Canada to ensure that they were identified as organ donors. Each April 7th, we honor what is known as the Logan Boulet effect in support of organ donation awareness across Canada by wearing our green shirts. April is World Autism Awareness Month. Throughout the month, there are different board level activities as well as activities for classrooms to use. The hope is for us all to have a better understanding of the superpowers of autism. Recess zones. Once again, please be aware of the markings for areas to avoid as the field dries up. Happy birthday wishes to Victoria. Victoria in Ms. Bailey's class. Happy birthday, Victoria. That's the announcements for today. Merci et bonne journée. Thanks and have an outstanding day, Metcalf.